To the pandemic, New York and New Jersey announcing changes today, trying to combat the growing surge going into the winter.
And we have team coverage for you tonight. CBS 2's Nick Calloway will have more on the new restrictions in New Jersey. Let's start with Jessica Layton, though, who has more on Governor Cuomo's plan to deal with the rising number of hospitalizations.
Christina Maurice, another crisis for our hospitals could mean another lockdown here in New York State. So the governor's plan all about preventing the nightmare that we had in the spring.
I think of this as a war. COVID is an enemy that we're dealing with.
Governor Cuomo Monday said the state needs more frontline troops to fight the virus.
We are now worried about overwhelming the hospital system.
Sunday, the state reported 3,500 hospitalizations, a frightening number we first saw in March. So as part of the governor's emergency hospital measures in this second wave, he's calling on every facility to identify retired doctors and nurses that could come lessen the burden in the so-called battlefields, pointing out we can no longer depend on help from elsewhere. Hospitals nationwide are strained.
We're already experiencing staff shortages. Staff just gets exhausted after a while. They've had a horrendous year. To now go through this again with emergency rooms and a high number of COVID patients coming in.
The governor also said we need more emergency field hospitals, which we're already seeing on Staten Island. Monday, 3 new COVID treatment centers also opened in the city. This one in the hard-hit Bronx will give patients in recovery access to cardiologists, pulmonologists, and primary care doctors. The city has opened 25 new mobile testing centers in the past week.
Whether you traveled or you didn't travel, we're encouraging people to get tested.
And with one of the biggest complaints being the long lines, the city is now posting wait times at its testing centers. While it had no data for many of the sites, we could see that the wait time at the St. George Ferry Terminal was longest, and we saw no lines at all outside these 2 testing facilities in Manhattan.
The bottom line is get tested.
And Governor Cuomo says it will still be about 10 more days before we know the full effects of the COVID spread from over the Thanksgiving holiday, but he says he is bracing for the numbers to be big. Live on the West Side tonight, Jessica Layton, CBS 2 News.
Jessica, thank you.